Well, it's been a few months since we've gotten an update from our fruit and nut specialist, Becky Caroll. And Becky, the last time we spoke with you, pecan growers were facing a lot of challenges with backworms, the winter storm back in February. So what's the situation like right now?
Well, we've still got a few challenges, and we're getting closer to harvest time, which that's a good thing. One thing that I'm kind of concerned about is the wildlife pressure this season. Since there's not a lot of acorns and things in the woods for all the critters to eat, I'm afraid they're going to be in the out here in the orchard trying to get really stocked up for their winter time.
And that's like wildlife. That's squirrels and honestly wild hogs as well.
Oh yeah, we've had a few out here in the orchard, and the squirrels are busy. The crows have moved in, and they say one crow or one squirrel can take about 1 pound of nuts a day, and with the price of pecans, that's a pretty good detriment to your pocketbook there. And there's never just one crow. They always come in and land on a tree and it's covered. So they can be taken quite a bit in one day.
There was some forecasted rain. Hopefully a lot of producers in those areas got rain recently, but it's been super, super dry. How's that impacting the crop?
Yeah, it really can cause a couple of different issues. If the rain didn't hit everyone, it can cause some issues with that final fill on the pecan. And so in that time in August and September, we really need about 2 inches a week to fill out those nuts properly, especially on our big improved pecans. So if they don't have irrigation, they're really missing a lot of that irrigation and rainfall. And so we will have kernels that aren't filled out completely if they're not irrigating, or at harvest time, some of those shucks, if they don't have enough water, they may not even open up properly. So they need water to expand and open those shucks.
And as we know, pecan growers, the time frame for harvest, is different depending where you're at. So do producers still have time if we do start to get some timely October rains, as we're known to do in the state? Is there still kind of a window where that can help producers?
Oh yeah, it will help definitely. And so a lot of our pecans may ripen a little bit later, and so that will help with that end fill, go ahead and fill out that kernel part. And then it'll also help with that shuck opening as well.
And out here we can see that there are some scab issues. Is there anything else that's growers are really keeping their eye on?
Well, scab, it's a little bit too late this season, but and a lot of our disease management is something that we consider earlier season problems. But we may have some problems with scab, and that may have some issues with those shucks opening as well. But they need to really watch for stink bugs and leaf-footed bugs, because those can still be feeding on those nuts even when the nuts are on the ground. And so if they're seeing those, they may need to consider treating for those stink bugs or leaf-footed bugs. And then also, if we get a big rain, we may have a really late flush of weevil come out, but normally we see weevil peak kind of in September.
For the wildlife though, is there, I know a lot of growers, they'll use propane cannons to scare off those crows and squirrels. But what are some other type of management things that that producers can consider?
Well, the cannons, those whiz bangs, those things are all useful. If they want to learn a little bit more about some wildlife control measures, we're going to be offering a pecan webinar October 8th at 1 o'clock, and they can contact me for more information on that. But I'm going to be showing a few of the different ways that we can harass and control, kind of manage those pests.
Alrighty, thanks Becky. Becky Caroll, Fruit and Nut Specialist here at Oklahoma State University. And if you'd like a link for the upcoming webinar she's going to be hosting, go to our website, sunup.okstate.edu.